Hi, Rob Lukey with ShopProp. Wanted to give you some analysis of what I think might be happening to home prices in 2025 and maybe even in a little bit beyond. Go over a couple of interesting charts and share some free tools that we're offering to ShopProp clients. So let's talk about this first. This is a snapshot of existing homes sold per year and the difference that you're having from 2019 pre-pandemic to where we are now in 2024. Significant drops, 32%, 38, 40%. I mean, these are massive drops. And I think that if you take a look at that and you say that's the lack of inventory, lack of homes we see changing hands, which is one of the things that is holding up prices. Okay, we all know that. But what else does that, how does that correlate with the longer term trend? And this is what I wanted to point out in particular when it comes to the overall price trends. Now, this is still the existing home sales in the United States, okay? And I wanted to point out, this is where we're at now, right around 4,000, okay? This is 2010. I wanted to talk to you about what happened in 2010, and here's 1990. Now, what I'm saying, what I wanted to talk about is talk about what happened to home prices when we were at this 4,000 level, and what happened to home prices at these levels here. This we don't know. This is an unknown. We do know what happened here to home prices, and we do know what happened here in 1990. In 1990, we had the internet boom, and we had home prices creep up all the way up until we got to this massive amount of homes changing hands and the post and the pre-Great Recession, and then we had obviously that big drop in home prices. We had that same thing happen here, where we had this big increase in home prices, and then obviously, existing home sales, and then we had this drop. In 1990, we had this same thing kind of occur, and then we had this spike. I'm bringing this up is because down at this level, where we're at 4,000 at existing home sales, and I don't know how many people have made this correlation. I haven't seen it. We haven't seen a massive price drop, at least in home prices, from this level of existing home sales. So, my thinking behind that is that the reason for that is because people are holding on to homes because of interest rates for where they're locked in at. But what happens when home prices rise, right, is that people now can afford more, they have more equity, and it starts making up for that lower interest rate, and people start selling. So what I think is going to happen is I think that this kind of gives us an idea that we're probably not going to see a huge drop in home prices anytime soon. That's my thought based on, and I'm just going based off of this in comparison to what home prices did. Remember these levels. This is 1990 all the way up till this highest level of where we were getting home sales changing hands over and over again, and then this drop. Same thing here. So what happened to home prices? Here we are with home prices, and you'll see this is the 1990 rise all the way up into the Great Recession. Same thing with here, all the way up until we saw that drop that we saw that I just mentioned. Here are the recessions, the small recessions that occurred. So, and here's another thing that I wanted to point out in relationship to interest rates and overall existing home sales and home prices. If you look at this, where we are as far as this here, what you'll see is that this is the 2010, right in here. Think about what happened to home prices here as interest rates were at this level. Same thing that you saw here in 2000, same thing that you saw here. So we have some pretty good correlations going on in the overall market that I think actually shows some bullishness for the housing market, which is kind of that point where I think that you're in a spot as a home buyers where you're sitting in a spot where it's good because the market is fairly soft right now. And I'm going to get to a couple of things that I'll point out as far as tools. So it's giving you some great opportunities to get into some properties here for the longer term. It doesn't mean you might not see a 5% drop in some churning here. I think you will, as we churn kind of through this environment before we potentially push higher. So think about that when you're buying. I think it looks good for buyers, at least at this point. Now, getting into some tools that we share that I created for people. One was that obviously ShopProp will do property analysis for all of our clients for free, and we do that as part of our service. But I did create this analyzer tool for our clients. You can always find this under the tool section in the dashboard. This allows you to just copy and paste the subject property, then you can save it, and then you add comparables, and then it will give you adjustments that I typically make for properties and give you a real good idea, and then it'll give you this analysis and what the property value would be. So you can do this on your own, and this is a tool for people for free on ShopProp. Just log into the dashboard. I also created this momentum indicator, which again, what it does is it gives you the current market momentum, 12-month prediction in the area by us, the Case-Shiller, and then some top economists in the area for each area that you choose. The market momentum indicator is what we expect current listings to sell for compared to recently sold. So what are those homes, what's that momentum in the market, so that when you're using this analyzer, you're going to go ahead and at the very end of it, you're going to add whatever you think that market momentum. You can always use ours, but you can always take that market momentum and say, I'm going to reduce it by an additional 1%, 2%, and so forth. You'll see things are selling for a little bit underneath the sold. And then of course, with ShopProp, remember, you can always pick your journey. We have overviews in there. We have free options for you, both on the home buying side. Remember, just on the home buying side alone, we have free contract review for you. That means that without charging you anything, free access to industry standard forms. So if you're buying or selling, you can get those standard forms that everybody uses. And obviously our standard commission free program. So you can go ahead and get any of those, whether you're a buyer or a seller. We have those options for you, all the way from ShopProp free. If you go to our ShopProp, you want to sell, you obviously have ShopProp free options there, full and concierge. For agents out there that are interested, we're expanding. We're adding 4 more states this quarter: Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Maryland, and Florida. So Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Florida, and Maryland. And we're adding more states as we go. If you're an agent that wants to open up a branch of ShopProp, we have the technology to help you and provide these commission-free options to your clients, and with other upgrades that they might want to option in for as well, and be able to give them a great experience at a low-cost solution for them. Feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you very much for listening.